Merci d'accueillir Monsieur Martinez-Guilaine, directeur du Bureau d'information du Parlement européen à Strasbourg. Monsieur Martinez-Guilaine.
Bonjour, je voudrais vous souhaiter la bienvenue au Parlement européen. En tant que citoyen européen, vous allez occuper aujourd'hui les places qui, jusqu'à il y a quelques heures, ont été occupées par les députés du Parlement européen. La session parlementaire du mois d'avril est finie hier, alors jusqu'à il y a quelques heures, c'est nos députés qui occupaient les places qu'ils vous prêtent aujourd'hui. Eux m'ont demandé, ainsi que le président M. Schulz, de vous saluer chaleureusement et vous souhaiter une bonne journée, pleine de succès et surtout avec un bon travail de votre côté. Le travail d'un parlementaire européen n'est pas un travail facile. C'est un travail qui est fait, bien sûr, en contact avec les citoyens européens dans des circonscriptions et aussi dans les différents lieux de travail des institutions communautaires, à Bruxelles et à Strasbourg. À Strasbourg, les parlementaires tiennent ces séances plénières une semaine par mois et les font dans la salle dans laquelle vous vous trouvez maintenant. La vie du Parlement européen n'a pas été facile. Au début, le Parlement européen était une assemblée parlementaire, une assemblée qui était consultée lorsqu'on devait prendre des décisions en ce qui concerne la construction européenne. Aujourd'hui, le Parlement européen est une institution avec un pouvoir législatif.
And now please welcome Peter, Vladislav and Nikolai from Bulgaria.
Good morning, dear European friends. We are really happy to be here and to take part in this year Euroscholar colloquium. We are Vladi and Peter from Stara Zagora, Bulgaria. First of all, we want to show you traditional Bulgarian folklore clothes, showed by Nikolai. Stara Zagora is a beautiful city in the center of Bulgaria with great 8,000-year history, known as the town of straight streets, linden trees, poets and very friendly people. We are students at the Professional School of Electronics, which was opened in 1985. The school was given the name of John Atanasov, the scientist who was the first to invent the computer. John Atanasov School provides a 5-year course of education and offers academic, technical and vocational studies to approximately 650 students, aged between 14 and 19. This education gives us the opportunity to work in the field of computer technologies and communication engineering. Many of our students do work experience at different firms.
The students acquire professional knowledges and skills which enable us to design, operate and repair electronics and computer elements, system and structures. In the school curriculum, we have different foreign languages such as English, German, French and Russian. We strongly believe in the importance of learning foreign languages since they are the bridges between different countries. The majority of our graduates continue their education in colleges and universities both in Bulgaria and abroad. We want to thank you for the opportunity to see in practice how the European Parliament works and the big possibility to meet other young people to learn, to exchange ideas, how to work together for the good understanding and our further common life in the United Europe.
Merci beaucoup.
De cette enceinte. Alors, continuons avec les questions. Le numéro 4. 4 ou 5 4.
Hello, I'm Peter from Bulgaria. I want to ask one very difficult question. It's a question that is. So, you said the European Union has its existence in helping people who has graduated to find a work. For example, in Bulgaria, I have several friends who have graduated college, and they have no jobs for about 2 or 3 years. Also, there was some guy in the news who have finished it twice, and he has found a job only in a cashier, like he's working like a cashier in a shop. That's my question. How they're helping when we're not feeling it? I mean, they don't help us directly.
Je vais répondre à cette question difficile, comme vous l'avez définie, parce que c'est moi qui avais parlé tout à l'heure de la garantie jeunesse. Ce n'est pas pour dédouaner l'Europe, mais j'ai l'impression que, bon, des fois vous mettez le char devant le bœuf, comme on dit. Alors, je viens de dire que la stratégie de l'Union européenne, qui est en train d'être mise en place, c'est pour aider la jeunesse à trouver du travail une fois qu'ils sortent de l'université, dans les 4 mois. C'est une stratégie qui doit être mise en place. Et malheureusement, ça prend du temps. Et ce n'est pas l'Europe qui va imposer ou qui va obliger, et ce n'est pas encore pas l'Europe qui va vous trouver du travail, soyons réalistes tout de même. Alors, les États membres, avec la Commission, avec le soutien du Parlement européen, mettent en place une stratégie pour éviter cette catastrophe de chômage qu'on arrive à 30%. Donc, on a l'habitude de dire qu'est-ce qu'il fait l'Europe, pourquoi elle ne fait pas ceci, pourquoi elle ne fait pas cela. L'Europe fait beaucoup de choses, certes, mais elle ne peut pas tout faire. Encore moins, soyons réalistes, encore une fois, encore moins de vous trouver du travail. C'est triste que vous dites, quand il y a un jeune diplômé, 2 diplômes, qu'il ne trouve pas de travail. Mais les institutions européennes travaillent dans ce sens, en collaboration avec les États membres pour, encore une fois, trouver une solution pour l'avenir. Il faut être un peu patient. Espérons que vous, quand vous allez sortir de l'université, vous aurez un peu plus de chance que vos amis actuellement.
If I may just add a little thing, use also your chances. I mean, you're here now in the European Parliament. All of you are excellent in speaking English, which is for most of you not your mother tongue. You speak other languages as well. Use this and try to apply. If you don't find something at once at home, use the possibility to move within Europe, to move and take this chance that you have now also to work in other European countries, basically. I know from my experience, I'm German-Greek. My father had big difficulties to work in Germany when he was my age, basically. And now I am working in Brussels, I'm working in Strasbourg, I have worked in Germany. It's a possibility I just have. So try to open your horizon. It's not perhaps the ideal to move from home, but it is a possibility you have, which your parents did not have when they were your age.
Quatrième rapport du jour. La parole est à Mathieu.
Hello, my name is Matthew, and I was elected as leader of our group that discussed freedom of information and new technologies. I'd like to say that for me it was a great honor to lead, try to lead our group and the discussion itself. I'd also like to thank our coordinator, wherever she is, for her huge help. I think that we did an extraordinary job in trying to find proposals, and I think that we did find them, and I'd like to ask my friend to introduce them. Thanks for listening.
After our debates, we ended up with 3 problems which we consider as main and gave ideas how to fix them, or at least try to. First thing is cyberbullying. We need to do more about controlling the bullies of the bullying in the internet. We need to forbid anonymous websites where cyberbullies can act without any punishment, and websites shouldn't ask for phone numbers, any information, any personal information which can harm us, and we need to create more efficient reportings on every social network to signal for any bullies, so we can protect ourselves. That was one of the problems. Other one is that Internet contains very sensible information which may not, which people don't need to know. For example, governments may have their information for only them, and I don't know if it's right to say it, but there is an organization like Anonymous or WikiLeaks which give us information exactly like that, government information, which people don't need to hear. So we need to pass new regulations on the information. The European Union should spend some of its money to develop new solutions to ensure the protection of sensible data. And our third problem is we need to raise people's awareness of what they post on the internet, because people nowadays, they post everything. It doesn't matter what it is. They can go to school, I'm at school, I do that, I do that. They post absolutely everything, and this is a very bad idea because they don't know what consequences can follow. And because of that, people need to be aware of cybercrimes. And for example, not only I'm doing that right now, people, cyber criminals can steal from people credit cards. There are lots of false websites. We need to get, we can get viruses. Actually, people need to be more educated about computers, how to work, what to search on them. So we need to create a department which will fight efficiently against internet crime. That were our three problems to which we gave some ideas, and we hope you like them.
Très bien, merci Mathéo pour la présentation du groupe et merci à Vladislav aussi pour ses propositions. Alors, comme pour les rapports précédents, la parole est au numéro 92.
Okay, you just mentioned about the internet. I think people get information from the television and the newspaper and the radio. What about that?
Yes, you're right, but the information there, it's not, there are some, it's limited. Internet is full of information, there's everything, but the television is limited. There are some rules which needs to be followed. So I think that each television should consider for itself.
However, I believe that older people, not young as we are, use television and more than we do. So they get informed from television, not from the internet.
There are televisions should consider for itself their media. They're not the network. Network is place where each and every one of us is a media, so every one of us can share something. But on the television, there's someone who watches what is going to be on the TV. So I think that the rules are made there, and each is followed for every television. I hope I answered your question.
Le numéro 427, 427.
Okay, I'm sorry, but the fact that the television and the radio and the newspapers have limited information have nothing to do with the fact that the information information is not for free, and it's affected by politics, by economy, by everything. What are you planning to do about that? And sometimes it might be even more dangerous than internet, because you have a choice in the internet. Thank you.
My colleague will answer.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, we've only discussed the internet problem. We didn't discuss TV, radio, or anything else at all. We just didn't have time for that, so sorry, but I can't answer your question right now.
La parole est au numéro 60.
Hello. You said that the Anonymous and WikiLeaks are harmful, yes? But how exactly are you going to avoid this problem and stop them?
Actually, I don't think that they're harmful. It depends. WikiLeaks, yes, they give us information that's not for us, that doesn't need to be shared. But Anonymous, that is every one of us. We can be anonymous, so we can do good things, we can do bad things. It depends. And we can't stop it. Actually, if we stop the internet, the crimes stop. Anonymous is everywhere because, how I said, every one of us is like them. We can be like, I'm an anonymous person who can share everything by some other face on the internet, by some other profile. I don't need to share my personal information. I can create everything, but not from me.
Thank you. Oui, la parole est au numéro 322. 322.
You talk about the danger in the internet, like crime and bullying and something like that. How do you want to inform the people of the dangers of the internet? Imagine how do you want to inform old people or even young people, even kids, of the danger of the internet?
Old people is more harder, but the kids need to be learned at schools, because nowadays, for example, my country, at schools we don't learn, for example, childs don't learn computers so much. They go to the computers, maybe play something or learn the basics. They don't learn the rules and what can happen. So there is easier, because it's from early age, and the old people, you just say to them what to do and they do it, because they don't know actually what's a computer, if I can say. No. So it will be hard to do it. There needs to be some education, but it needs to be think more about it.
Merci. Le dernier intervenant, 744. 744.
Well, you talk about that the website like Anonymous, like WikiLeaks, should be restricted and blocked, but doesn't that break the law of freedom to speech? Thank you.
Yes, you're right. There always will be one side of the story and the other side of the story. But, for example, there are copyrights. And as you know, there were, for example, ACTA, SOPA, which didn't work because people don't want those kind of rules. And such a thing is like WikiLeaks. There, for example, pirates. They share information that they're not allowed to. But we can't stop them because that's internet. We can do whatever we want. And I hope I answered your question.
Bien, bon, vous avez constaté comme moi que je ne comprends pas. Vous applaudissez quand un de vos camarades intervient, vous applaudissez quand un rapporteur répond. Je ne sais pas si vous êtes satisfait de ces réponses, si vous êtes satisfait des interventions. En tout cas, on va voir tout de suite avec le vote de ce rapport. Le rapport est ouvert. Qui est pour, qui est contre, pour savoir si vous avez été si Vladislav vous a convaincu. Alors, qui est pour, qui est contre? Qui est pour, qui est contre? Qui s'abstient? On va voir tout de suite si le rapport est adopté ou rejeté. Alors, le vote est clos. Bon, le rapport est adopté, oui, oui. La majorité a voté pour. Sur 466 votants, 244 ont voté pour, 131 contre, 81 abstentions. Le rapport est adopté. Bien, merci beaucoup. Continuons avec le 5e rapport. On va voir. Eh oui, c'est la vie démocratique. Des fois on vote pour, des fois on vote contre. 5e rapport du jour. Et à bientôt.
Je déclare officiellement close la journée Euroscola du 19 avril 2013.